I was once the mighty lord of Zhenyu known worldwide. But my own parents sent me to Hanyu prison to take the fall for 6 years. Now everyone mocks me for being broke and down on my luck. Even my fiancée is forced to drain her spiritual power from me. The Liu family even wants me to marry a dead woman for wealth and status. Just when they waited to watch me be humiliated, I waved my hand lightly and forced the city's elite to kneel before me. Because I'm the only ghost king in this world. Dragonpool Prison, level 18. This place doesn't belong to men, but to gods. You, Zhen Xiaoyou, stand calmly in the center of the cell. 7 stunning beauties lie scattered on the ground. They're your 7 amazing masters. They couldn't beat you even 2 years ago. Today's fight is just a farewell sparring match. You little demon, don't ever come back to bother me. The eldest master curses you, but hands you a Dragon King ring. With this ring, the Dragon King's 13 halls and millions of warriors will see the ring as if it's you. Second master just pulls out a black card from their chest and slaps it into your hand. Over 600 billion. That's your secret pocket money from him. Third master slips you 9 marriage contracts. Daughter of the world's richest man. Granddaughter of the 5-star divine ruler. Sengses of Miaojiang. Pick whoever you want to marry. I'll take them all. No one dares to say no. You kneel in respect, then turn and walk out of hell. At the prison gates, your fake and heartless parents from the Jun family are already waiting. 6 years ago, you were their precious son, but they branded you a fake. All for that so-called real son, Jun Yaxuan. Your own parents threw you in prison. 6 whole years. Now you're out. They have zero guilt. Just look at your prison uniform in disgust and ask you to make yourself useful again. Become a son-in-law at the Su family for a ghost marriage. Marry a dead woman. We raised you for 15 years. What's wrong with being a husband to a corpse? Yexuan is a treasure. Can't let her life be ruined by that dead girl. Jiang Jiangguo's words cut like knives. But you just sneer. Miss Suruoksu. That name is on one of your marriage contracts. You put on the chilling white suit and enter the Su family estate. The house feels lifeless. Elder Su is superstitious, so he's obsessed with this ghost marriage idea. Suruoksu's father, Su Yunhai, looks at you like you're trash, doesn't even look you in the eye. But your mother-in-law, Ruan Xingju, is in tears and still gave you 5 million to call her mom. You enter the bridal chamber. Suruoksu on the bed is stunningly beautiful, but her face is pale, no breath at all. But you spot something odd immediately. She's not dead. She's been poisoned. To survive, she forced herself into a hibernation state. Without a word, you lift her dress. Rest her gorgeous long legs, every man's fantasy, on your shoulders. The pose looks wild, but you're not trying to take advantage. You're pressing her for treatment, making sure she's still alive. You bastard, what are you doing to Ruoksu? Su Yunhai and his wife rush in right then. They see the scene, and Su Yunhai loses it, ready to kill you. In his eyes, you're just a thug out of jail, who even abuses a corpse. Old man, shut up. Your aura explodes, like a grandmaster crushing the room. It chokes up Su Yunhai, he can't curse.
His legs nearly give out from fear.
You don't waste time. Just release your inner energy. That kind of move only a martial grandmaster can pull off. Whoosh, whoosh. Dozens of energy needles pierce Suruoksu's meridians instantly. What could have been lethal to you is just some easy acupuncture. You draw the poison into your palm and make it vanish. Just in a few seconds, Suruoksu, who looked dead for a whole day, suddenly coughs hard. Everyone's stunned and terrified. As this #1 beauty in Yuhang opens her eyes, Suruoksu is alive again.
This
is the best news ever for Su's second family. But for some people, it's a nightmare. Ruan Xingju's so excited she can't get a full sentence out in the master bedroom, shouting for Su Yunhai to come witness the miracle. But the sound outside is not footsteps, only harsh, mocking laughter. She's really alive? Sister-in-law, are you crazy from missing your daughter? Or are you seeing ghosts in broad daylight? Big wife Feng Yanli strides in with her daughter Su Minjin, their high heels clicking on the floor. They're definitely not here to care, but to gloat and mock. Second brother, face the truth. Feng Yanli lets out a fake sigh to Su Yunhai. Ruoksu has always suffered. Dying is just dying. And now the old man sticks you with an ex-con for a ghost marriage. Your family is never getting up again. Su Minjin can't help herself. Straight up laughs at you. Found a criminal for Ruoksu. Like she's some unwanted trash. Bet your ex-con jinxed her to death too. Ruan Xingju's shaking with anger. Ready to fight. But you pull her back. You, Zheng Xiaoyao, learned only one rule in prison. If you can use your fists, forget words. You two nasty women. A cruel grin appears at the corner of your mouth. Such a filthy mouth. Even the prison latrine can't match your trash talk. You calling an ex-con like me names? You smack Su Minjin hard, sending her spinning 3 times on the spot. Her bloody teeth scatter everywhere. How dare you hit my daughter, you animal! Fang Yanli charges at you like a mad woman. You slap her even harder, and she flies several meters, crashing into a wall. Her face swells up instantly, looking like a pig. Su Yunhai is stunned, but Ruan Xingju feels like she's finally letting out years of anger. She almost wants to cheer for you. Nice one. Our family needs a real man like you. Fang Yanli and her daughter want to throw a tantrum and threaten to have Su Heocheng finish you off. But at that moment, the bedroom door opens again, and the dead Su Ruoksu, though still pale, steps out with icy eyes. Aunt, everything Su Heocheng stole from us, I'll make him pay back 100-fold. Her cold words leave Su Minjin passing out in terror. She faints on the spot. Fang Yanli collapses too, and scrambles down the stairs in terror. Su Yunhai is still as cowardly as ever. Just wants to kick you out with some hush money. He's ready to pay you off. Ruan Xingju even threatens divorce to protect you. She'd do anything for you. You ignore their fight downstairs and follow Su Ruoksu into the bedroom. Thank you for saving me. Su Ruoksu is really smart. She knew right away you were different. But I'm engaged, and I have old scores to settle, so let's spend some time together first. Once I get Su Group back, I'll give you 100 million. Then you leave. How about it? You're laughing. You, pampered in prison. By those top bosses, are you really short 100 million? Do you even care about that money? Second Master loaded that card with a full $600 billion. Watching you try to get something for free. My wife finds it hilarious. Fine, I'll listen to my wife. You go downstairs and cook yourself. Using your 7th Master's ultimate cooking skills, you made her a nourishing porridge. The aroma quickly filled the air. Wait. Su Yunhai wanted to call you a mess hall criminal, but the smell hit, and he almost drooled. Just when you were about to go upstairs and call Su Ruoksu for dinner, your phone rang. It was Zhao Wenru, the one who ditched Mingjun's family calling. Son, I heard Su Ruoksu is alive. Hurry back then. Let your little brother Yaksuan marry her instead. Zhao Wenru's voice dripped with disgusting greed. You don't deserve him with your current status. Send your brother to the Jun family, and you'll be set for life. Right after that, Zheng Zhangguo's angry roar blasted through the phone. Zheng Xiaoyao, I order you to get back now. You've enjoyed 15 years of his good life, so you have to give up your spot? Hearing their entitled orders over the phone, you can't help but laugh. 6 years ago, they made you take the fall and go to prison. Now they see Su family as a cash cow and treat you like trash to be tossed aside, all to swap you out for their real son. You take a deep breath, your eyes cold as ice from hell. You snap back 3 words, get lost, mom. You hang up immediately, then block them without hesitation. They won the Su family's power. Want Su Ruoksu, the beautiful CEO. Wish them luck in their next life. The whole Jun family still doesn't get it. You, Zheng Xiaoyao, are nothing like you were 6 years ago. Not the pushover you used to be. On the other end of the call, Zhang Zhangguo is still ranting, using your real parents as his last trump card, trying to force you to come back and beg tomorrow. He wants you to hand Su family over to his darling son.
He thinks he can order you around, so you just hang up.
Then block the old man right away. Forget waiting until tomorrow. I'm not even waiting for tonight. Never wait for revenge. That's the first rule you learned in Longtan prison. Your iron law. So you stormed straight back to the Jun family's villa. Right now, the Juns are popping open a 1982 law fight, celebrating early. Zhang Zhangguo, Zhao Wenru, and that green tea act, young master Zhenya, are busy dreaming of fortune and glory. John Jango sneers. Hey, isn't this the ex-con from our family? Did Su family kick you out? Jeon Yek-suan is putting on an act, walking over with a pitiful look. Bro, I know you're upset. I'll do anything to make things right. Don't make yourself sick with anger. Dad's pretending, and I'll play along with you. I'll even pack your meal myself. Right then. A loud slap cracked through the room. You backhanded him hard. That little sissy spun 2.5 times in midair. His well-kept face instantly swelled up. Bro, how could you hit me? You follow up with another ruthless smack. That brainless brat went flying across the room, crashed right into his real brother. How dare you? Bodyguards, kill this bastard for me. Johnny Django shrieks in hysteria. Over 10 pro bodyguards charge in. You move like a ghost. Just a blur of shadows. Smack, smack, smack. Less than 2 seconds later, all the bodyguards are down and groaning. No one laid a finger on your clothes. You swagger over and sit in the main chair on the sofa. Throw your leg up on the coffee table. John Jangwo, I like this house. From now on, without my permission. Anyone who dares walk in will never walk out again. John Jangwo almost had a heart attack with rage. He trembled as he dialed the cops. Police sirens wailed, getting closer. The old guy thought help finally came. He straightened right up. But instead, as soon as Su Ruoksu's car pulled up to the gate, those cops shut off their sirens and sped away. This is Su family territory. Who would dare go at you, Zhong Xiaoyao? Su Ruoksu walked in gracefully in her high heels. Elegant as can be. The whole Jun family stared at her like they'd seen a ghost, with a slight part of her red lips. Honey, let's go home. That one, honey, shattered Jun Yakshuan's last bit of pride. Completely crushed him. Miss Su, don't get fooled by this jerk. What nonsense are you spouting? He's just an ex-con. He's the one who killed that person 6 years ago. Before the words even landed, you leaped up in a flash, grabbed the old bastard by the neck, and lifted him up like a chick, your eyes frosted over, killer intent raging. Zhong Jiangwo 6 years ago, who really ran over that person? Who begged me on their knees to take the fall? If you love jail so much, tonight you and your family are all going in. Go live in hell as long as you like. This old man really thinks he's some kind of king. At the Jean family gate, he tried to play the victim, tried to make you look ungrateful in front of Su Ruoksu, wanted to pin the blame for everything on you. Too bad you never play by the book, Zhen Xiaoyao. With a wave, you treat him like a wild dog, hoisting him up by the neck. Next up, that drama queen Zhao Wanru faced the same fate, seeing both of their faces turn blue from choking. You feel zero pity inside, just 6 years of burning rage. Back then, you begged me on your knees. And in prison, all you wanted was to get rid of me. If Su Ruoksu hadn't stepped in to stop you,
Tonight,
both their lives would end right in their own house. You have 20 minutes to clear out your trash. You toss them to the ground coldly, like garbage. Stay a minute longer, and I'll break one of your bones. Now you're the real master of this house. The housekeeper who worked for Jun Jiangguo tried to act tough, had the bodyguards beat him half to death, and threw him out. One bodyguard tried to suck up to you, so you tipped him 500,000. Where's the money from? Right out of Jun Jiangguo's wallet bank card and PIN included. Made him cough it up, using your enemy's money to take over their house. Feels great, right? The Jun family slumped by the gate, watching, as their fancy life was smashed to pieces by your hands. Jeon Yek-suan tried to peek inside, but you smacked him hard enough to send his teeth and blood flying. Even if just a hair comes in, I'll smack them anyway. You took Su Ruoksu into the villa. Top chefs are in the hall. Nervously remade a full Manchu feast. You chugged Lafayette wine, showing off. Bathwater's ready upstairs tonight. Frosted glass door is half open. Su Ruoksu is testing you. You're lying on the sofa, dressed, solid as a rock. Wife, stop thinking about the Su family's mess. Tomorrow I'll go with you to the company. Get back what's yours yourself. You close your eyes, speaking calmly, but your tone is tough and absolute. Su Ruoksu turned off the light, but she's anxious inside. She knows your fighting skills are insane. You beat the Jun family, But the Su family's background is deep. Tomorrow won't just be Su Heyocheng fighting for power. There's also the powerful the family, looking over everything. All those so-called rich families are just bigger ants. You touched your Dragon King ring. No one blocks my wife's path. I'll make this fish company change its name. Early in the morning, you, Zhang Xiaoyou, are eating buns and porridge. In your hand, looking at info from Jun Jiangyu about your real parents. Midwife, construction workers. You snort coldly. The 9 young divine body can't be born from normal people. This info is faker than the sea is big. But you know you'll have to cut that tie eventually. Su Ruoxu comes downstairs to see you. Her eyes are a bit complicated. She thinks you saved her. Grateful, but thinks your vision is low. Only knows how to solve things with fists. She has no idea. In your eyes, the so-called Su family elite are just clowns you've seen in prison dorms. All too common. Come on, wife. Let's handle that little crap. You sent the info. Lead Su Ruoxu straight to Su Group. As soon as you enter, those snobby employees, all gossiping weirdly, joking about Su Ruoxu coming back from the dead to find her. And mocking you too. Labor camp convict, you didn't even blink. A bunch of ants jumping around. Stepping on them would just dirty your shoes. On the top floor, Su Ruoxu's old office was taken by a guy named Su Ping. He threw his legs up on the desk, pretending to be the boss. You skip the nonsense. Kick hard right away. The desk gets trashed. Su Ping crashes into the wall. Both legs broken. You grab his neck. Hold him outside the 28th floor window. Drop him from there. It's a pancake. You want me to get the death penalty. Or become a pancake yourself. Su Ping pissed himself in terror. Begging for mercy, head down. You toss him like trash at Su Ruoxu's feet. Then turn to the watching employees and speak coldly. Whoever supports my wife, double their salary. Don't listen, end up like him. Same fate as this guy. Zheng Xiaoyao is an expert with hidden strength. Ding Tai, your end is here. Ding Tai acts all tough, powering up and sucking in his belly, face full of killing intent. You counter with a big slap. Before Ding Tai can even scream, he flies across 20 floors, sticks to the elevator door like mush. Can't even pull him off. You grab Su Heyocheng's neck, ready to break his dog legs. Then the elevator dings. Su Tianlong, the old Su family man, walks out with a cane. His face is as dark as a pot bottom. You all think I'm dead. Su Heyocheng sees his savior, starts wailing and screaming. Grandpa, save me. This ex-con is trying to kill me. Su Ruoxu's face changes. Afraid the old man gets mad. But you just lift Su Heyocheng by the scruff, facing Su Tianlong's old face. Sound calm, but it's chilling. So you're in charge here. This little punk needs a lesson. Let me handle it for you. As for whether you're dead, just stay out of my wife's way. Letting you live a few more years is no big deal. The top floor of the Su group was dead silent. No one expected this. Not only did Jun Xiaoyao dare to beat Su Heyocheng, he even showed no respect to Su Tianlong, the Su family's patriarch. He didn't care at all. The truth hit like a ton of bricks. Zheng Xiaoyao thought he was just taking the blame for someone else. But behind it all was a shocking 21-year-long scam. He smashed the lock open and burst through the door. Inside, the old woman begged in despair, making you frown. An 80-year-old woman was beaten so badly her scalp was gone. How cruel do you have to be to do that? You focus your energy to keep her calm, just wanting one answer. But as soon as the old woman opened her mouth, she shattered everything you thought you knew. You're not really her grandson. You're not the child of any construction worker either. 21 years ago, a badly injured man rushed into her home with a mother suffering massive blood loss. The mother died. The man left a pile of money and vanished with you. And that real young master Jun Yaxuan, the one who stole your identity and made you serve 6 years in prison, was actually this midwife's biological son. She couldn't stand her real grandson suffering, so she let you take his place. Also, Yaxuan could live easy. She lied and set you up. The old woman bawled her eyes out, still shamelessly asking you to take her away, begging you for money. You sneered. All your fury instantly turned to ice. You may have been the precious young master here for 15 years, but you were never really family to them. They sent you off to the military family like livestock, and then threw you into prison for their real son. Now, Jun Yaksuan tried to silence the old lady himself. What goes around comes around. Still pissed. With your cold-heartedness, you don't deserve my pity. You didn't even spare her a glance. Just turned and walked out. The truth is finally out. Jian Jiangwo and his wife have been raising Jun Yaksuan, their real son, for 21 years. But he was just the midwife's illegitimate child. And you, Jian Shaoyao, are actually the descendant of a mysterious wounded man. You patted the file in your pocket, looking cold enough to kill. Jun family, Jun Yaksuan, your good days are over. Tomorrow, I'm not only taking the contract with Dingshen Group, I'm also going to strip you clowns to your underwear. Since you, Jun Yaksuan, want the truth so bad, I'll let you see what it's like to fall from the top to the bottom. You'd barely stepped into the Su villa when you ran straight into Su Yunhai. That old guy's smile was as wide as a chrysanthemum. Zhao Lei, you really are our family's lucky star. If Ruoxu marries you, it's the best choice in Yuhang. Su Yunhai was flattering Zhao Lei like crazy. But when he turned and saw you, he changed faces instantly, going cold in a second. You punk, sign this divorce agreement and get out of the Su family. There's no place for you here. Zhao Lei was really playing his part, straightened his suit, and pretended to be humble as he spoke to Su Ruoxu. Ruoxu, I didn't know my dad was so respected. As long as I can help, I'll beg President Li if I have to. I'm willing to do that. This whole thief, crying thief act almost made you laugh out loud. The linking is just a servant in your Dragon King hall. His son, the Tianhao, answered the phone. Because he was ordered to. It had nothing to do with this Zhao guy. You sneered again, sat directly on the couch, picked up Su Yunhai's best pu'er tea, and poured yourself a cup. Zhao Lei, huh? Taking credit for my work like it's yours. Your face is thicker than a wall, you ex-con. Stop talking nonsense. Su Yunhai jumped up cursing. Zhao Lei made the call himself. President the call right after. Are you a fresh con claiming you called him? Even Su Ruoxu frowned at this moment, eyes full of doubt. Logically, it can't have anything to do with you. But when Zhao Lei called, his dad just yelled at him and hung up. So why did things happen so fast? Ruoxu, don't listen to this loser. Zhao Lei looked at him with nothing but contempt. All that time in jail fried his brain. He probably doesn't even know where the Dingshen Group's door is. If you keep someone like this around, he'll just embarrass you. Really? You put your teacup down. Eyes going cold. You locked onto Zhao Lei with a terrifying glare. Since you said you called, I'll call the Tianhao myself now. Let's see if he even knows you, Mr. Zhao. Take a wild guess how he'll answer. Zhao Lei's heart skipped a beat, and his face changed. But he still tried to act tough. Go ahead, you ex-con. If you really know President I'll eat this teapot right now. You didn't bother arguing, pulled out your phone right away. But you didn't call the Tianhao. That low-level nobody wasn't worth your time. You dialed the Linking's private number again. Even turned on the speaker. What are your orders, boss? The Linking's humble voice came through again. Tell the Tianhao to sign the contract in the morning. If anyone named Zhao shows up besides Su Ruoxu, kick them out right away. If he doesn't, shut Dingshen Group down. Yes, sir. I'll handle it right now.
Hung up.
The whole living room went silent. Su Yunhai and Zhao Lei stared at you like you were crazy, then burst out laughing. They laughed so hard it echoed. Hilarious. Zhao Lei grabbed his stomach. He was almost in tears from laughing. Ruoxu, did you hear that? He even hired an actor to fake a call, saying stuff like he's the boss, and Dingshen Group is nothing. Who the hell does he think he is? The Jade Emperor? Even Su Yunhai's old face twitched from laughing. Zhong Xiaoyao, your fake pride just makes me sick. Sign and get lost. Stop embarrassing yourself. Even Su Ruoxu let out a deep sigh, looking at you with sheer disappointment. Jun Xiaoyao, you saved me. I'm grateful. But you didn't need this pathetic act to prove yourself. It just shows me who you really are. Zhao Lei really did call first, and President the called back. The facts are right in front of us. You shook your head. People really don't believe the truth these days. You suddenly stood up. ignoring the two yelling at you, and grabbed Zhao Lei by the collar. What are you doing? Let me go, you ex-con. Zhao Lei shouted in fear. Snack, you slapped him hard, spinning him around 3 times. Broke half his teeth. You don't deserve to take credit for my work. Another hard slap sent Zhao Lei flying straight into the trash can. Because of Ruoxu Su Yunhai, I won't touch you, but I won't sign this marriage. Tomorrow at 9 a.m. Let's see who's really helping Ruoxu. Ignoring Su Yunhai's roar after speaking, and Su Ruoxu's complicated expression, you head straight upstairs.
Tomorrow.
I'm gonna show you what real power is. In front of the Dingsheng Group building, 100 salute cannons go off at once. It's even livelier than New Year's. Su Yunhai looks totally thrilled. He's busy directing and shouting around. Wants the whole world to know. He's about to make it big. You and Su Ruoxu arrive just in time. Seeing the scene, you curl your lips into a sly, cold smile. Su Ruoxu is super anxious, still glued to her phone waiting for her 8th senior sister to reply. But she has no idea it's all under your control. Meanwhile, Su Haocheng is being blocked by security like a stray dog, kept outside the door.
His face is red and he's yelling at the top of his lungs.
But the security captain doesn't even bother looking at him, just says his pass is revoked. Everyone bursts into laughter at him. Su Yunhai, that old guy, usually scared of everything, sees Su Haocheng getting mocked today, and his tail is straight up to the sky. He thinks with Zhao Lei backing him up. The Dingsheng Group is basically his backyard now. Without thinking, he goes over and smacks the security captain hard. But that slap, totally, shatters Su Yunhai's last family dreams. The captain's eyes turn cold, waves his hand without a word, and dozens of guards surround Su Yunhai. And then it's a total beatdown. Su Yunhai gets battered all over the place, screaming for help from Zhao Lei. Zhao Lei is still acting over there, putting on an act like he's all mysterious, trying to throw his dad Zhao Jinkai's name around. Watch it, my dad is Zhao Jinkai. He and President Li are best buddies. You dare touch my uncle? But before he finishes, he gets struck like lightning the next second. Right then, inside the Dingsheng Group's front door, a few big bodyguards appear and drag the arrogant Zhao Jinkai out like a dog. Zhao Jinkai is totally beaten up, covered in blood, still begging for mercy. President Li, spare me. I won't pretend to be a partner ever again. Zhao Lei is stunned. Su Yunhai even forgets his pain. At this moment, you take Su Ruoxu by the hand and stroll up to the group. You look at Zhao Lei's pale face and sneer at young Master Zhao. This was your so-called phone call? How'd you get your own dad thrown in too? Zhao Lei is shaking like crazy. Can't say a word. You're not interested in watching these idiots anymore. And turn to the head security guard, the tough-looking captain. Immediately bows when he sees you. Sweating buckets? President has been waiting in the office for Miss Su Ruoxu. Kisui, leave now, or you'll be killed. As soon as the order is given, the whole place goes dead silent. Su Yunhai, Su Haocheng, Zhao Lei, these usually arrogant guys, are all terrified now. You pat Su Ruoxu's hand. Smile gently. Let's go. Honey, go in and sign the contract. As for the fireworks outside, just let them. Kneel there and listen. Du Ruoxu is totally confused. Still doesn't get what's going on. And you lead her straight into Dingsheng Group. Behind you, those salutes sound like they're cheering your grand entrance. Just as things settle down here, news breaks that Li Shiyu's been caught. You look cold as ice and head off to the abandoned building. Touch me, you're dead. The second you walk into the abandoned building, the air is colder than a freezer. The moment you step inside, it's colder than an ice cellar. Baldy suddenly hits the floor. The shock leaves Blondie frozen. The sight makes him tremble. In this moment, all 100 thugs are scared stiff. Some are shaking so hard, they can't even stand. Your face is expressionless, eyes full of deadly intent. Some think you have a gun. Some still want to fight. You coldly say, surrender. This is my final mercy. These rats haven't seen your power. One tries to shout a threat. With a wave of your hand, invisible force sends him flying. He's completely neutralized. Then you move, fast as a ghost. It becomes a show of your power, the ultimate intimidation. Your fingers like hooks, seizing the leader's fate.
He's paralyzed.
one hand on his head. Just by your aura alone, the thugs fall apart. No one dares step forward.
In just 2 minutes.
The chaos is over. 100 men couldn't even beg. All are subdued. Blondie is the only one left. But he's lost his mind. He kneels at your feet, bowing frantically, trembling uncontrollably. You pick up Li Xiu and ask for the boss. He spills everything at once. Jinyang Villa, House 7. Lu San, you glare at him, knocking him out cold. No more words. In your eyes, dealing with evil men must be swift and clean. Leave no loose ends. The drug hits Li Xiu. She leans in dazed, clinging to you. You take a deep breath, calming the urge. Your ki flows into her, clearing the drug's effect. With a gentle touch, you let her sleep. The West ruins. Clean up 100 men. Bring new clothes. Make it fast. Hanging up the phone, you head for Jinyang Villa. Liu San, Jun Zhangwo. If you're eager to die, I'll send you there now. You drop the secret codes, leaving Zhao Hao in the dirt. This isn't just mercy. It's an ultimatum to traitors. Walking out of the villa, the cold gaze vanishes. You smile for your wife. 1 second a killer, the next on the phone with her. Your voice is soft as silk. Su Ruoxu on the other end is both excited and worried. We signed the huge contract, but Grandpa is upset. He's coming tonight to talk. He calls it talking, but everyone knows. He'll use his elder status to steal her power and contract. Honey, he's up to no good. He won't give up his seat. Her voice sounds tired, but determined. You just laugh, a wicked smirk on your face. Honey, it's simple. If he acts up tonight, you just look beautiful. And I'll handle him. You love her spirit, not weak or submissive. Tough when she needs to be. A woman like her is fit for the Dragon King. Meanwhile, at the city's tallest tower, Zhao Hechen sips wine, dreaming of conquest. A subordinate rushes in. Young master. He's been blinded and crippled. As he's carried back, Zhao's glass smashes to bits. He's full of rage. Who did this? I'll kill them. But after hearing the code, the high tower on the hill, where heroes gather to rule the 4 seas, the king of the city collapses in sheer terror. His face is pale as a ghost. The dragon and phoenix, ruling the 4 seas, the Lord has returned. Zhao shakes like a leaf. He knows better than anyone, even as a grandmaster, to the Dragon King. He's just a tiny ant. The price of betrayal is worse than death. Night falls. The Su Villa is glowing. Grandpa Su and his thugs arrive aggressively. Before they even enter, they smell the dinner. Grandpa snorts coldly, acting like the boss. Ruoxu, after all this, how can you eat? Get out here now. Hand over the contract. You bring out the last dish, glancing at the door. These uninvited flies. Honey, let's eat. Old dogs are barking. Just ignore them. You sit with Su Ruoxu, ignoring the family. Grandpa is red with rage. He bursts inside, pointing and shouting. You lock eyes with him? Old man, while I'm nice. Get your trash out of here. Or have a funeral tomorrow. You put on the Yama mask, getting into a taxi. Killing intent rises. Messing with her company? Zhao, you're dead. At the real estate site, 200 thugs are smoking. Arrogant as can be. You step out of the car. Some fool tells you to get lost. Without a word, you kick him down. Then a brutal clearing. 5 minutes. Only 5. 200 thugs are broken heaps. Screams fill the air. Every punch lands hard. Bones snapping loud. After breaking the last one, you wipe the blood and head back to the car. Driver, next stop, fast. I'm in a hurry. The driver is stunned, palms sweating. He floors it to the next site. The next half hour is a nightmare for thugs. The supermarkets, the malls, the factories, whenever troublemakers show up. That's when a killer wearing the Yan Luo mask appears. You move like a ghost. You attack anyone you see. Every strike breaks bones. Those punks who thought strength in numbers made them tough, trying to act like thugs, can't even last a second against you. The Su family businesses, once chaotic, became peaceful as you swept through. Most of the mess was cleared up instantly. Meanwhile, Inside the Su family's old mansion, Su Tianlong was happily waiting for Zhao Huchen to corner Su Ruoxu so his grandson could take over without any trouble. But the phone started ringing non-stop. Sir, something bad happened. All 200 men at the real estate company are down. The guys at the mall? They got wiped out too. It was just one person wearing a mask. Zhou Tianlong's hands shook, almost dropping his teacup. What did you say? One person? That can't be. You take off your mask, standing on the ruins of the last company, and coldly exhale. Zhao Huchen, was that just an appetizer? Now it's time for you, the big master. You grab your phone and sent your location to the linking. Find out where Zhao Huchen is right now. I want to take his head myself in half an hour. Right in front of Zhao Huchen, you slowly take off the Yanluo mask. When your cold, fierce face shows itself, Zhao Hu thought you'd beg for mercy. But instead, he was terrified by the Dragon King ring on your finger. That ring is the highest symbol of the Dragon King Hall. It's the ultimate power. Zhao Huchen was once a protector, so there's no way he wouldn't recognize that ring. For a split second, he even thought about kneeling and begging. But power blinded this old bastard, and he reconsidered. Right now, the Dragon King Hall has no leader. If he kills you and takes the ring, he'll become the new Dragon King. Once that greed ignited, there's no turning back. Shoot right now. Zhao Huchen shouted like a madman, his crazed eyes proving he lost all sanity. Dozens of elite fighters pulled the trigger without hesitation. The hall erupted in gunfire instantly. Bullets came raining down everywhere. And there you stood, unmoving.
Any normal martial arts master
Would be riddled with holes by these close-range shots. No one could survive that. But you just smirked coldly. Your energy exploded outward like a raging wave. Bullets that should have been deadly clanged the moment they hit your energy shield. They made a crisp metallic sound. The bullets hit what felt like an invisible alloy wall, then bent and dropped, falling onto the marble floor with sharp, loud clangs. This scene was beyond belief for Zhao Huchen and the others. No way, that's impossible. Are you a person or a ghost? Zhao Huchen's legs were shaking in fear. He didn't even notice his cigar had fallen. As a top-level grandmaster, he'd never seen anyone stand up to guns with just their body. Your eyes turn cold, and the counterattack begins. You flicker, so fast you're just a blur. A second later, you're among the fighters, striking with both palms.
each hit
Shatters bones and bursts chests. In just 30 seconds, the elite who threatened you earlier became piles of bloody mess. Now the hall is silent as death, and the air reeks of blood. You walk toward Zhao Huchen, who's collapsed on the floor. The sound of your shoes stepping in blood, like his death knell. Zhao Huchen gives you a chance to kneel, but you go down fighting instead. You look down on the traitor from above, energy building in your palm, ready to crush his skull any second. Meanwhile, outside the ancient city group's gate, 10,000 thugs still had no clue. Their boss was on the verge of collapse. As you walked out of ancient city group, the massive crowd of kneeling thugs behind you was still there. The phone in your pocket starts vibrating like crazy. It's Su Ruoxu calling. Your heart skips a beat. You silently curse, not good. Just now to fool him, you casually made up a lie about being at the hospital with your father-in-law. Who would have thought Su Yunhai, that old schemer, would sell you out right away? Hey, babe. You try to sound calm. But on the other end, Su Ruoxu's voice is ice cold. Jun Xiaoyao, you sure got guts now. Dad just called and said he didn't even see the dog. You can't help but blush. That lie was pretty lame. Hey, babe. Let me explain. I really did go to the hospital earlier. But on the way, I passed one of our Su businesses and saw some thugs making trouble. So I took care of it. Took care of it? Su Ruoxu's voice shot up 8 pitches. That masked guy's all over the internet now. The ruthless guy in the King Yan mask, who even sliced up Zhao Geicheng Jun Xiaoyao. Was that you? You touch the mask in your pocket, still warm. Hesitate for a second, Master said. Before reaching Martial Lord, I can't reveal my identity. Otherwise, I'll attract the attention of that terrifying force from 10 years ago. You steel yourself and decide to play dumb. What mask? Who's King Yan? Babe, stop joking. How could I pull that off? I just called the cops during the chaos and took out a few stray punks. As for King Yan, probably some vigilante passing by. But Su Ruoxu doesn't believe you at all. Fine, so you won't admit it, huh? Grandpa's coming tonight with his crew. If you really got nothing, just prepare to get kicked out. She hangs up. You drop your smile? Your eyes turn sharp instantly. At the same time, in the Su family manner, Su Tianlong's face is dark and gloomy, watching the video just sent back. Even though King Yan's moves scared him stiff, he still doesn't believe that killer has anything to do with his ex-con son-in-law, or any connection at all. In his view, it's the perfect chance to kill two birds with one stone. Did Heo Cheng send over the experts from Chairman Jiang's side? Su Tianlong asks without turning around. Su Heo Cheng rubs his hands, excited. Grandpa, senior brother Duan Tiande and his team of 4 top-tier martial artists are already at the front door. As long as that useless Jun Xiaoyao shows up, senior brother guarantees he'll never stand again. Su Tianlong grins wickedly, nodding, eyes full of greed. Tonight, we're not just crippling that ex-con. We're also using the chaos at Tiger Group to win back all the territory Su family lost. If Ruoxu doesn't hand over the contract, I won't be merciful as her grandpa. Meanwhile, you are already in a cab headed home. You look out at the darkening sky, fingers brushing over the Dragon King's sword. That stubborn old Su Tianlong, since you're asking for it, bringing in those so-called 5 evils to back you up. Tonight, I'll show you what real power is. Chairman's top disciples? Just a bunch of losers. Driver, step on it. You say coldly, got a bunch of beasts waiting at home for me to beat. You brush off Su Ruoxu, who's gripping your hand tightly, and pull her behind you to protect her. Babe, dealing with these old dogs. No point in reasoning. You ignore Su Ruoxu's anxiety. Stride straight toward Su Tianlong. Su Tianlong's face is mean. He slams the dragon head cane on the floor. Shouts arrogantly, little bastard. This is Su family business. You got no say here. Break his legs. Throw him out the window. As soon as he finishes, Zhang Heshang's top disciple, Duan Tiande, a level 9 dark martial artist, sneers. And with 3 brothers blocks your way like wolves. Kid, you think you can act tough in front of me, Duan Tiande? I'll show you what brutality means today. Duan Tiande's bones crack loudly. His level 9 power explodes. He throws a punch straight at your face. Zhang Heshang's disciples? Not worth a damn. You don't even bother with useless words. You move? So fast there's only a blur. P-A-H echoes like a whip snapping the air. Super loud, like a bullwhip. Duan Tiande can't even see your move. And you smack him with a heavy slap. Slam him hard against the ground. Crack, that's his jaw breaking. This so-called level 9 Dark Force Master, half a foot into Grandmaster level, flies 7 or 8 meters like a busted sack. Boom! Hits the living room wall hard. He spits a mouthful of blood, mixed with broken teeth. Totally out cold like a dead dog. Doesn't even twitch once. The other 3 Dark Force Masters are utterly terrified. Just raise their fists, and you're already on them. Bam, 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 each gets 1 punch. 3 bone fractures echo. They don't even have time to scream, before dropping as one to the floor. Arms and legs twisted bizarrely. Completely wrecked. Whole thing lasts under 3 seconds. Just moments ago, Su Tianlong was smug. Thought he had you all beat. Now his hand holding the cane shakes like it's electrified. His old face goes pale as paper. Eyes nearly pop out. Su Heo Cheng, ready to watch the show, is so scared his legs buckle, and drops to his knees with a thud.
His crotch is instantly soaked.
A strong, nasty smell spreads out. You step over the bodies of the martial artists, towering over Su Tianlong. What do you want? I'm Ruoxu's grandpa. I'm Su family's patriarch. Su Tianlong's voice cracks, and he stumbles back in fear. You grab the dragon head cane from his hand, symbol of his power. Snap it easily with both hands. Dang, pure solid wood. The thick cane snaps like a noodle in your hands, breaks clean in 2, and you toss it onto Su Tianlong's feet like trash. Right at his feet. You old bastard. Didn't I tell you this morning over the phone? Your eyes sharp as blades. staring into Su Tianlong's cloudy old eyes. You bark out an extremely rude curse, then grab his neck one-handed like a giant claw. Grip him right on the back of his neck. If you dare go back on your word, I'll twist your head clean off. You really think I'm joking with you? Su Yunhai and Ruan Xingju in back are totally stunned. Especially Su Yunhai just out of the hospital, who drops his 4 bottle in fear, watching your godlike figure. Doesn't dare make a peep. You suddenly grip even harder. Su Tianlong's neck cracked under the squeeze. The pain twisted his old face. His whole face looked distorted. He could barely breathe.
Now,
I'm giving you one last chance to rephrase. Your voice was icy, like from the depths of hell. Who does the Su family position really go to? Looking at Su Ruoxu's absolutely stunning face blushing with shyness, you smiled even more wickedly. Babe, get some good sleep. Just get ready to watch the show tomorrow morning. You reached out and ruffled her hair. Ignoring her annoyed look, you quickly turned and walked out of the bedroom. The moment you closed the door, the smile left your face. What replaced it was an ice-cold, chilling vibe. But little did they know, for the Su family, this night was a total disaster. The Tianhao moved as fast as lightning. In just a few hours, the Su Corporation's cash flow all got cut off. Every partner pulled out overnight. Major banks acted like grim reapers chasing debts. By the next morning, the Su Group's stocks hit their lowest as soon as the market opened. They totally crashed. Su Tianlong coughed up 2 big mouthfuls of blood at the old house, and just like an old dog, called the Tianhao to beg for help. But the only answer he got was a cold warning. Before 9 a.m., if Su Ruoxu doesn't take back the family, your whole family will be out begging on the street. Next, it's morning the following day. In the living room of the Su family's villa, you walked out of the kitchen with breakfast you just made. Du Ruoxu came down with dark circles under her eyes. Clearly, she didn't sleep all night. She looked at you, biting her lip, like she wanted to bring up last night's talk about divorce, trying to convince you to run away. Yuan Xingju, her face still swollen, was looking worried too. Su Yunhai was curled up in the corner of the sofa, still dreaming of helping Su Heocheng succeed. Right at that moment, bang, a loud noise. The front door got shoved open hard from outside. It's over. That must be Dad, bringing Master Jiang's men to give us hell. Su Yunhai shook with fear all over, and just dropped to his knees. Su Ruoxu turned pale instantly, and wanted to leap over and shield you. But the person at the door wasn't a martial arts master. It was Su Tianlong, hair a total mess, looking like he aged 20 years overnight. Behind him was Su Heocheng, face ashen, his legs shaking like crazy. The grandpa and grandson rushed in, totally ignoring Su Yunhai on the floor, and scrambled in front of Su Ruoxu. 2 loud thudding meals echoed through the hall. The always arrogant Su Tianlong and the cocky Su Heocheng were now both kneeling straight at Su Ruoxu's feet. Ruoxu, Grandpa was wrong. Grandpa is begging you. Tears streamed down Su Tianlong's face. He slammed his head hard against the floor, making loud banging sounds. The Su family is going bankrupt. Please save our family. From now on, you're the new head of the Su family. We'll do whatever you say. This scene was like a thunderclap, stunning Su Ruoxu, Yuan Xingju, and Su Yunhai, who was kneeling nearby, all totally shocked. Their minds went blank. Just yesterday they were still acting high and mighty, trying to kick them out Su Tianlong. Now he was kneeling like a beaten dog, begging for mercy. You carried over 2 cups of hot milk, and casually walked over to Su Ruoxu, looking down from above at Su Tianlong on the ground. You didn't make a move. Instead, you bluntly insulted that old bastard, and unleashed a torrent of violent, deeply humiliating words. You used the most straightforward language, calling out his fake persona, his ridiculous family pride, and the power he's so proud of, crushing them all under your feet, grinding them into dust. You cursed at him so hard he couldn't even lift his head, made him understand clearly that he's now lower than a rat in the sewer. Hey, old man, remember what I said last night? You sneered, handed the hot milk to the stunned Su Ruoxu, your eyes sharpened on Su Tianlong. If you want something, act like you're asking. Knock harder when my wife's satisfied. Then your Su family gets to survive. Meanwhile, at the ancestral Su home, Su Tianlong had just hung up the phone. This old dog, pressured by the family's crackdown, pretends to bow to Su Ruoxu, but secretly contacts that witch master who died in the garage, Senior Master Shen. He's even crazy enough to pay big money, wanting the worst poisonous worm to control Su Ruoxu, turning his own granddaughter into a puppet who obeys everything, so he can use her as a tool to sneak into the family and pave the way for his grandson. As for Master Shen, he's got his own agendas, planning to flip the script and control the Su family instead. But these rats scheming in the shadows have no clue that everything they're plotting in front of a true powerhouse like you isn't even a fart worth mentioning. Switching scenes. The Su family villa. You walk down from the second floor with a blank face. Just hit the living room and spot a nasty melodrama that makes you sick. Su Yunhai, wrapped in bandages, clings to the door desperately like a scrap king, kneeling at ruined Xingju's feet, wailing and begging for mercy, trying to stop his wife from going to the civil office for a divorce. Ruined Xingju's eyes are full of resolve. She's lost all hope in this spineless man. Wow, little brother, you're pathetic. Down on your knees for a woman. Really lost all our manly pride. Tossed it straight to the dogs. Su Junling strutted in from outside, face full of arrogance and mockery. A second ago, Su Yunhai was kowtowing, but when he saw his brother, instantly turned into the lowest servant, crawling over to kiss up. Su Junling didn't even look straight at him. Looking down his nose, he declared, "The old man just changed his mind. He plans to make Ruoxu head of the family. Hurry and call her out." As soon as those words were said, Su Yunhai and Ruan Xingju froze on the spot, faces full of disbelief. You coolly watch all this. Your eyes shift behind Su Junling. No sign of Su Tianlong. A wave of chill fills your gaze. You stride right up to Su Junling, your voice cold like it's coming from hell. That old bastard Su Tianlong. Why didn't he come himself? To kneel and beg my wife's forgiveness? Hearing a convict like you dare call the old man by name. Su Junling explodes in anger. He suddenly raises his hand, points at your nose arrogantly, and spits out a string of vicious, super insulting curses, acting all high and mighty, trying to teach you a lesson. But in your world, you never learn to take crap from anyone. Smack, with no warning, you swing a wild, heavy slap. A nasty bone-cracking sound chills everyone. Su Junling didn't even finish his sentence.
He's knocked out like getting hit by a speeding truck.
Sent flying right out the villa door. Boom, a heavy thud.
He's sprawled out like a dead dog.
Slammed onto the courtyard tiles. Blood and a dozen molars gush out, spraying everywhere. He screams like a pig in agony. The living room went dead silent. Su Yunhai was so scared he collapsed on the ground. You slowly withdrew your hand, like you just swatted a green fly. Then you pulled out your phone and glanced at it, eyes cold and dismissive. It's 8:23 now. Your voice totally flat, but carrying a terrifying sense of authority. Locked right onto Su Junling on the ground. Before 9 o'clock. If Su Tianlong doesn't come crawling over to kneel and apologize to my wife, your Su family won't need to exist. Su Tianlong, that old bastard, just left with his tail between his legs, then turned around to meet Su Ruoxu's scrutinizing eyes. He stared hard at you, determined to force you to admit why the Tian house suddenly switched sides, and forced Su Tianlong to kneel. Was it all you're doing? You dodged his question, leaned in close to his shiny ear, grinning slyly. Honey, the bet we made last night can't be broken. You said if he kneels and apologizes, I get a kiss. And it has to be a French kiss. Su Ruoxu's cheeks instantly flushed bright red. She shot you a glare, and kept asking about the truth in a serious tone. You know, it's not time to show your cards yet. So you made up a perfect lie. I called the Tianhao last night, gave Su Tianlong a tough scolding, and let him know, if he didn't help out his top partner with a family issue, the partnership with Dingsheng Group would end for sure. No sooner had you finished. Mother-in-law Ruan Xingju jumped in with a perfect backup. She slapped her thigh and filled in the rest of the story herself. Zhao You's right. President he's thinking of the billions at Dingsheng Group and doesn't want Ruoxu's family mess to ruin the deal. So he personally put Su Tianlong in his place. Just hearing that, Su Ruoxu believed completely. Her gaze at you suddenly filled with so much care and emotion. To her, this tough, dominant man even humbled himself for her. You winked at her, hinting at that French kiss bet, sent to follow you, just shyly turned away. But emotion shone in her eyes. Mother-in-law being herself, liked her son-in-law more and more. Peng Zhang turned around. Pulled you two along? Heading to the kitchen to make a big feast to celebrate. As for old Softy who sat scared on the ground, the air froze instantly. Still looking to sneak some credit. None of you gave him the slightest attention. Left standing right there. Basically treated him like a bad smell in the air. But just as you enjoyed this warm moment, an evil plan was brewing. Over in the business van. Meanwhile, sitting next to him, Su Tianlong's old face. He dialed straight through to the president of Yuhang City's Martial Arts Association. The great Grandmaster Jiang Hashing himself. This guy is really wasting his talent not writing novels. He went on a wild rampage, stirring up trouble. Turned the deaths of Duan Tiande and the other 4 Dark Realm Masters. And pinned all the blame on you, exaggerating everything. President Zhang Xiaoyao, that convict, not only chopped up your 4 disciples into pieces, he also loudly bragged. Su Heocheng viciously cursed over the phone, going all out to provoke. He said if you dare to disagree, just go to the Jun family and find him. He'll slap you right into the Qianting River. Hey, you bastard. On the other end of the call, even if you're shameless, Grandmaster Jiang Heisheng instantly exploded with rage.
He was so furious it seemed like his hair might catch fire.
When trouble came looking for you, Su Heocheng followed Su Tianlong's orders. This old fox was playing his cards perfectly. Using Grandmaster Jiang's unstoppable fury, not only will he yank you out of the way, to completely destroy you, he'll also use Su Ruoxu as a gift, and send her to the family. To avoid Su Ruoxu getting caught up in the chaos, he sneakily shifted the battleground to the Jun family. A deadly plot against you. That man was none other. You and Li Xiu had just arrived at the Bund. Hadn't even stepped onto that fancy cruise ship yet. Hey, isn't that Xiu? Showed a wicked, sinister smile. A very flirty and a little bit surprised man's voice called out from nearby. Soon after, a guy in a suit, thinking he's stylish, rushed over. Back in your school days? This guy's name is Peng Zhang. His family was so poor he could barely afford meals. He followed behind you all the time, like a puppy calling you Jinbro. His face instantly looked like he'd swallowed a dead fly. You really helped him out with money quite a bit. Zhang, you hadn't even said anything yet. Peng Zhang cut you off with a sneer. Zhang's not a name a convict like you can use. Call me Zhang bro. He looked at your plain clothes, with that smug, judgmental look in his eyes. Li Xiu turned pale with anger on the spot. She grabbed your arm trying to leave. But Peng Zhang wasn't about to let you go. He stepped right in your way, totally forgetting all that help you gave him before. Xiu, don't hang out with this loser ex-con. Vomiting a bunch of harsh. I only used to suck up to him, just to get some food. But now I've got money and power. What's he worth? Saying this, he actually pulled out his phone and made a really insulting gesture at you. Come on, John. Call me Zhang bro in front of everyone. I'll send you $500 as a tip. That's enough instant noodles for you to eat for half a month. Convict. Your eyes suddenly went icy cold. You were about to smack him hard and send him flying into the Qianting River. Hey, Li Xiu, held onto your arm tightly, afraid you'll get reckless and end up in jail again. Peng Zhang saw you wouldn't hit him, so he got even cockier, taunting while backing away. One step. He stepped right onto a middle-aged man's black leather shoe behind him. Then, with a snap, Chen Santong, head of the Chen family, he was wishing for a reason to test you. Father-in-law Su Yunhai had already fully erupted in the shadows, and Peng Zhang gave him the chance. Su Ruoxu said nothing, not only didn't apologize, but arrogantly cursed at the man. She waved her hand, spitting out a vulgar line. Old man, get out of my way. Move it! The man's eyes narrowed. A cruel, cold smile formed. The man's eyes narrowed. A cruel, cold smile formed. He slowly lifted his shoe that Peng Zhang had dirtied. The voice was cold, totally emotionless. Kid, get on your knees. Lick my shoe clean, or I'll toss you in the river to feed the fish right now. You grabbed Chen Fei by the neck, like picking up a dead dog for slaughter. striding straight towards the surging Qiantang River. That Chun family's young master with a face full of muscle. Even with his feet off the ground, his face turned dark purple. He was still stupidly yelling inside his mouth, counting on the Chun family's power in Yuhang. He kept shouting he'd wipe out your whole family. All tough outside, but weak inside. It was honestly ridiculous. You couldn't even bother to raise your eyelid. Your terrifying presence filled the air, crushing the dozens of bodyguards like they were petrified. Not a single one dared to step forward. You stood by the railing near the river, stretched out your arm, and hung Chun Fei, right above the raging waves crashing against the shore. Chun Fei, who was just cursing nonstop, looked down at the pitch-dark water under his feet, deep and bottomless. His voice instantly vanished. The shadow of death covered him in a flash. Chun Fei felt the chilling killer vibe from your fingertips. His so-called rich family confidence collapsed instantly. The arrogant young master from earlier now felt a sudden warmth in his pants. He was scared enough to actually pee himself. Have mercy, Boss Jun. Jun Lord, please spare me. I won't dare again. Chun Fei sobbed and begged, calling for his parents. Snot and tears covered his face. No trace of a wealthy young master left. A cruel smile curled at your lips. You suddenly let go with your right hand. With a sharp scream, Chun Fei dropped like rotten meat, slammed hard into the raging Qiantang River. Gone in a second, swallowed by the waves. Not even a bubble appeared. At that moment, Li Xiu nearby was completely stunned, frozen on the spot, mind totally blank. Meanwhile, Chun Tailai and Chun Bing lying on the ground, still alive, saw their young master tossed into the river like trash. Only terror filled their eyes. You brushed dust off your hands, turned and walked toward the severely wounded Chun Tailai, looking down at him from above. Your calm tone made chills run down everyone's spine. Go back and tell Chun Santong, trying to test me isn't enough with just this. This isn't enough of a price. Since he wants to play, I'll play big with him. That's all. You grabbed the still dazed Li Xiu, like nothing ever happened. Walked right through the silent bodyguards, passing straight through, heading for that cruise ship. Behind you, Chun Tailai stared wide-eyed. Finally, as the shield chi around his heart vanished, he died on the spot. You looked at the ancient painting Liu Panpin spat on. Thrown on the ground, your eyes turned colder than Antarctic ice. The group of snobby classmates kept laughing loudly. Sun Yixiang was laughing so hard he nearly cried, pointed at you and sneered. Zheng Xiaoyao, you're really something. Even a fake gift is fine. But making up a lie like Li Bai painted, this is ridiculous. You think we're all idiots? Li Xiu was so anxious his eyes were red. He grabbed your sleeve tight, wanting you to quickly take him away from this humiliating place. Li Bai can't paint. You gave a cold laugh, slowly bent down, under everyone's gaze, gently picked up the ancient painting. You looked straight at Sun Yixiang, spoke softly, but with a chilling sense of authority. Being uneducated isn't scary. What's worse is you're not only uneducated, you're also brainless. This is Drunken Sword Immortal. Li Bai's only genuine painting left. It's a national treasure. Still bragging here. Liu Pempen put hands on his hips, yelled out with contempt. National treasure? If it's real, I'll eat it right now. Young Master Sun gave 200,000 in cash. That's the real deal. How much could that scrap paper be worth? Just then, at the entrance of the cruise ship, some hurried footsteps suddenly sounded. An elderly man in a Zhongshan suit with a scholarly vibe, surrounded by several bodyguards in black, rushed in, looking frantic. Where's the painting? Where is it? He shouted in surprise as soon as he entered. When he saw the spit-covered painting in your hand, he nearly fainted. Sun Yixiang saw the old man and ran up like a puppy. Director Wu, why are you here? Come quick and check. There's a convict here trying to scam everyone with a fake painting. He didn't even finish speaking. Director Wu slapped him hard. Sun Yixiang was instantly stunned. You know nothing. This is the provincial museum's most treasured artifact we searched for 50 years. It's worth at least 500 million. And even then, it's priceless. Director Wu shook in anger, sadly looking at the painting covered in spit. Who did it? Who dared to spit on such a divine piece? That's a crime against humanity. You could go to jail for that. Boom, the whole room went dead silent. Liu Pampan's smile froze. His face turned red, then white, then blue, and finally purple. Sun Yixiang held his face, eyeballs nearly popping out. His proud 200,000 in cash, compared to 500 million, wasn't even worth toilet paper? You glanced sideways at Liu Pampan, who's lost all color. Your tone flat, as if squashing an ant, who just said they'd eat the painting on the spot. The spit hasn't even dried yet. Go on. John Lord, I was wrong. Liu Pampan dropped to his knees, so scared he went limp. You didn't even bother looking at him. Just handed the painting to the stunned Jiang Wei. Coldly glanced at Sun Yixiang. Gift of 500 million done. Sun Yixiang, now let's talk about that thing with your dad cleaning the ladies' bathroom. That kneeling made the whole deck go silent. Sun Yixiang's smile froze. His eyes nearly popped out. Liu Pampan.
He was just clinging to Sun Yixiang's arm for fun.
Now he was so scared.
He went limp right next to that pile of piss and shit.
Every classmate stopped breathing. That was Xiaolong Wolf, a notorious tough guy in Yuhang's underworld. Wolf Lord, ruthless killer. Wolf Lord, what are you doing? Must be kneeling to the wrong person. Sun Yixiang's voice trembled. Still tried to reach and support you. Xiaolong Wolf suddenly stood up, gave a backhanded slap. With inner energy, Sun Yixiang spun around 3 circles on the spot, slammed straight into the wall, knocked out cold. Xiaolong Wolf was sweating bullets. He's not kneeling wrong.
He was scared out of his mind.
He'll never forget that stormy night. Zhao Hachen, the local king of Yuhang back then, hadn't even a chance to beg Zheng Xiaoyu for mercy, was tortured to death with 9 cuts. In Xiaolong Wolf's eyes, Zheng Xiaoyu isn't even human.
He's like the king of hell.
Lord Yan, I was blind. I didn't know it was you. Xiaolong Wolf was banging his head on the deck. His forehead started bleeding right away. If I'd known that punk was messing with you, even if you gave me 1,000 lives, I wouldn't have dared come here. You just sat in your seat, didn't even raise your eyelids, just quietly took a sip of wine, and spoke coldly. Is that 10 million burning a hole in your pocket, Xiaolong Wolf? Xiaolong Wolf was scared out of his mind. Panicked, he fumbled for his phone, and instantly sent the money back. He even sent another 10 million on top.
His hands shaking like crazy.
Please, Lord Jun, have mercy. I'll donate the 10 million. I'll give it all as an engagement gift to brother Jiang Wei. Everyone around was totally stunned, especially Liu Pampan. She felt like her world was ending. She always thought she was a big shot. But in front of Jun Xiaoyao, she was even less than a dog. Sun Yixiang looked up from the dirt. Desperate, he screamed, Wolf Lord. I paid you. You can't do this. Shut up, Xiaolong Wolf snapped. To keep things quiet, he couldn't care less about the rules. He shouted to his 30-plus thugs. Hey, grab these. Blinded fools. And that foul-mouthed woman. Drag them all over here. The next moment, Sun Yixiang and Liu Pampan were grabbed like chicks and carried to the edge of the deck. You set down your glass and walked over to the terrified Sun Yixiang, speaking as casually as chatting at home. Didn't you say you wanted a show, Sun Yixiang? The stage is yours now. Xiaolong Wolf got the hint and kicked Sun Yixiang right in the rear. Think you can mess with Lord Jun? Go wash your brain in the river. With a splash, Sun Yixiang didn't even scream. He went straight into the surging Qianting River. Liu Pampan screamed in terror. Her pants were soaked almost instantly. She was about to kneel and beg, but met your icy gaze. You didn't even bother speaking to her. Just waved your hand. Another splash. Liu Pampan followed her so-called Prince Charming and went to feed the fish. The whole place went dead silent. Jiang Wei and Li Shiyu watched, their eyes full of shock and something deeper, pure awe. You turned and patted Xiaolong Wolf's shoulder, calmly said, You know what to do with the rest? Xiaolong Wolf was relieved. He nodded and led his men away, bowing. Before leaving, he made the deck shine like a mirror. This whole class reunion. At this point, Sun Yixiang's family cleaning the women's bathroom was basically set in stone. And in Li Shiyu and Jiang Wei's eyes, you had already become a legend they'd look up to forever. You stood in the center of the Jun family villa's hall, looking at this group of pathetic clowns. Zhang Jiangguo's face twisted from laughter. Zhao Danru looked venomous. Zheng Yaxuan looked like he wanted to jump up and slap you right there. But in your eyes, their so-called foolproof trap was as childish as playing mud. Right then, heavy footsteps sounded from upstairs. Su Tianlong leaned on his dragon head cane, flanked by Shen Juni and Su Heocheng. Looking full of confidence, he slowly walked down. Zheng Xiaoyao, you're still too naive. Su Tianlong looked down at you from above, his voice dripping with contempt. So what if you're a grandmaster? Against Master Shen's poison, you probably can't even stand up now. At that very moment, Shen Juni sneered sideways, staring at you like a dead man. He's a poison master from the Jiyu sect. What I enjoy most is watching my enemies rot away in despair. Hey, didn't you act all tough just now, you little bastard? Go on, show me that attitude again. Jun Yaxuan is sitting in a wheelchair, spitting venom with every word. No one expected, faced with certain death. Not only did you not collapse, but the corners of your mouth even curled up, revealing a chilling cold smile. You dusted yourself off and looked around calmly like nothing happened. This is it. This is the big surprise you spent so long preparing. The room went dead silent. Shen Juni's eyes widened in shock. He screamed out in disbelief. No way, you swallowed my blood. Your organs should have turned to mush by now. How are you still fine? But you couldn't even be bothered to talk to him. I planned to chat with you all as a normal person. But this is what I get, dirty tricks like this. You started walking forward. With every step, the marble floor beneath your feet crackled with a toothacheing sound. Since you want a surprise, I'll give you one. Right after that, you pulled out a black remote from your pocket and pressed it lightly. Bang! The villa's front doors were smashed open by 2 blasts of force. In a flash, 2 bloody heads flew in a parabola and rolled right at Su Tianlong and Zheng Zhangwo's feet. Those were the heads of the Chen family head, Chen Santong, and the old patriarch, Chen Tiangshu. For a moment, Su Tianlong was so terrified he dropped his dragon-headed cane. With a loud clang against the floor, he slumped onto the stairs, his face as pale as a ghost. At the same time, Zheng Zhangguo and Zhao Wanru were scared out of their minds too. Staring at those 2 familiar heads, they finally realized just what kind of being they'd messed with. You actually killed the Chen father and son. Su Heocheng shrieked, his voice going all screechy. You shot a cold glare at Shen Juni, speaking flatly, like squashing a bug. Now it's your turn. In the next instant you moved, darting out like lightning, ignoring all those so-called experts, with a swipe of your hand. Your fingers gripped like eagle talons, locking hard around Shen Juni's neck and lifting him completely off the floor. To me, the 5-grain sect are just a bunch of losers who play with bugs. With one hand, you grabbed Su Tianlong by the neck like picking up a dead dog, lifting his whole body into the air. Who would have thought that the richest man in Yuheng, who called himself an old fox, now had a face purple like pig's liver, kicking his legs desperately, without a trace of authority left. In the blink of an eye, all his trump cards he'd bragged about, from the expensive hitmen to the sinister poison masters, were swept away by you, like trash into the dustbin of history. Help! Su Tianlong let out a wheezing, raspy sound from his throat, eyes full of desperate pleading. Just then, you let out a cold laugh, your 5 fingers tightening slightly. Your voice sounded like judgment from hell. Su Tianlong really enjoyed watching before, but now it's your turn to perform. How does it feel? At this moment, Zheng Zhangguo's whole family was on their knees nearby, so scared their souls left their bodies. Zhao Wanru, who used to be sharp-tongued and mean, was now as pale as death. Zheng Yaxuan fell out of his wheelchair, trembling on the floor like a leaf. Big bro, please spare me. Zheng Zhangguo started banging his head like crazy, his forehead hitting the marble with loud thuds. He didn't even dare think about the billion anymore, just hoping to keep his sorry life. I'll tell you everything. About your background. I really do have a huge secret. You just ignored these fools begging for mercy, glaring straight at Su Tianlong, focusing on his bulging, nearly exploding eyes. Your tone grew cold. Old man Su. Want a life? Su Tianlong nodded frantically, drooling and crying down his neck. looking absolutely pathetic. You flicked your wrist sharply, smashing Su Tianlong like a sandbag at Junjian. With a huge bang, the two were sent rolling together. You slowly walked down the stairs, each step like stomping on their hearts. Who could have guessed? The woman they once framed and sent to jail 6 years ago, who was totally helpless back then, would become a god who could wipe them out easily. You walked up to Su Heo Cheng, who was still foaming at the mouth, convulsing on the floor like a mad dog. You stomped on his head, but your gaze turned to Jun family's people huddled in the corner. If you all want to live, let's see whose secret is worth more. You lit a cigarette, smoke swirling around you, and your eyes sharper than blades. Jiangjiango, you go first. If you dare tell even one lie, I promise the pain Shen Juni just suffered, you'll feel it 100 times over. Jiangjiango broke out in a cold sweat, staring at the spot Shen Juni had melted into goo. Utterly losing it, he screamed, I'll talk. You were never the true head of the Jun family. You were actually. Before he could finish, Su Tianlong, who had been slumped on the ground, suddenly went crazy, lunging at Jun Jianguo despite his injuries, trying to cover her mouth. You shot him a cold look, and struck back with a blast of power. Smack! Half of Su Tianlong's old face was instantly destroyed, his whole body spinning 3 times before hitting the ground. Looks like old man Su's also very interested in this secret. A cruel smirk appeared on your lips. If that's the case, let's all hear it together. With a squeeze of your hand, that mysterious iron box crumbled like paper. No one could imagine. The treasure Jun Jianguo spent 21 years protecting, never leaving a scratch on it, didn't last 3 seconds in your hands. A blood-stained family letter, and the deed to the undying land. That's all your long-lost father left you. Right then, you looked at the messy handwriting, and the name that had been purposely scratched out, and the icy feeling in your heart faded a bit. To think the one called King of Hell, always so ruthless, could be moved near to tears by just a few words wishing peace. That was fatherly love? So heavy it made you choke up. He risked everything to keep you safe, even if it meant letting you live as an ordinary person. But in the next moment, you pulled yourself together, your gaze icy cold, as it fell on the undying land deed that cost so many lives. Dad's words, don't train until you reach 5 kings. Afraid it'd drive you mad. Ha! If only he could see what a monster his own son has become now. Meanwhile, your inner energy started surging out of control. The entire Jun family villa, as if suddenly dropped into an icebox. Unable to withstand the pressure, things started exploding one after another. Mom, Dad, since you didn't want vengeance, then this justice in the world. I'll claim it myself. You said word by word, killing intent surging like a tide. Next second, you opened the secret manual, and the overwhelming power of the fists rushed straight into your mind. Then you threw a punch into the air, not even touching anything. The reinforced villa wall was instantly blown open by the punch's force. Dust flew everywhere, and your eyes became filled with resolve. Revenge is just the beginning. Those who once hunted your parents, forcing them to a dead end, every single one of them, you'll make them pay in blood. Let them repent forever in the depths of hell.